Okay, another example. This one's only looking at continuously compounding. So I don't need to do multiple equations. It's the same equation. It's this one right here, A equals PE to the RT. And that is a big one. We'll use it a number of times. You don't necessarily need to memorize it, but make sure you feel comfortable using it. And honestly, you use it a couple times. It's pretty easy to remember as well. So let's look at this example. We've got $12,000 we're investing at 3.5% interest. We want to know how much is that investment worth after 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years. So again, you could go plug those into this equation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different times, or you could do it kind of like we did in that last example. That's what I'm going to illustrate here. So instead of typing it just in my calculator, I'm going to graph it. Again, I'm not interested in the graph itself. I'm just using that as a tool to evaluate the equation for me. So 12,000 e to the 0.035. So remember, put that interest rate as a decimal. And then I'm going to do x. So that's my t. I'm leaving that as a variable. And now my window is already adjusted from the previous example, 365. It needs to go up to 50s all this time, but I'll just leave it. And I'm going to push trace again. The reason, by the way, I changed those x values in my window is because in the trace menu, to type an x value in, that value has to be on your screen. The y values don't matter. It'll tell you what the y values are, but trace has to be on the screen. So if I left my window -10 to 10 for my x's, and I did trace and I typed in 12, it'd just give me an error because it's not there. So that's why I adjusted my window. So now, very similar to that last example, if I push 1, it's like I just plugged a 1 in for x there, or in this case, it's a time. Hey, there's my y. You can see my value, 12,427.44. What if I want to jump to 10 years? Just type 10, $17,028.81. Just like that. There's my values. Notice I can go 30. I think I skipped 30 or 20, but 30. 40, 50, you could type them in very, very quickly. So really handy way to go and evaluate functions. Type them in like they're a graph, and then you can type those values in really quickly.